Good afternoon. Now, I'm really excited about these two, and these are two Bordeaux wines which I've purchased recently in Waitrose. And these are two new Dartington crystal glasses I've got. So let's give these a whirl. Now, I chose these partly because they were both on discount. We've got the Entre de Mers Château QP, should we call it, 2020 Bordeaux Superior. And there's quite a bit on the back about the chateau itself, and it's 60% Merlot, 20% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 20% Cabernet Franc. That's quite an unusual blend, and it's 13.5%, which I favour as being the sort of all-time wine alcoholic strength for wines which you might cellar. So this is 4 years old now, and this will be an interesting contrast with the other wine, which I've been wanting for quite some considerable time, but never got around to it. And it was on an offer, so it was £4 discount, and I thought, why not treat myself? And then I found this one to contrast for a duo tasting. So this one I paid around about £7.99, so sort of ultimate bargain. And this one I paid £9.99. It's got a nice bottle, motif Esprit de Puisseguin Saint-Emilion 2021. So Saint-Emilion is what's called right bank on the Dordogne, and there are about 4 or 5 Saint-Emilion appellations. But a great deal of the plain land, which is the lower level land beside the river, has now been cultivated for vines. So you can't be certain if you buy Saint-Emilion really what quality you're getting. You know, it's very much the name is the cachet. But when you go for something like Puisseguin, it's a tiny appellation, so you can be pretty sure that the wine that you're buying is top quality grapes, and it's made with a great deal of attention to detail. It's a blend of Merlot and Cabernet Franc. So I'm going to try this one first, because I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and we'll see how the other one contrasts. And this one is 13%. Really nice, very translucent red currant. It's super nice. This is 2021, so this one's 3 years. Super nice sort of alcoholic nose there. It's got a promise of some really nice licorice, brambles, and pepper spice. So this is a right bank wine, and it has no Cabernet Sauvignon in. Cabernet Sauvignon is the grape variety for, you know, longevity. Some of the Cab Sabs from the left bank will last in excess of 50 years. It was very pleasing. It's giving me more fruit than anything else. Very easy drinking. It's going to work really well. I've got a beef sizzle steak, bacon, mushroom and eggs. It's not the powerhouse that I perhaps thought it would be. It's quite a distinguished wine. It wouldn't want any longer in the bottle. It's pretty much what I would call a good quality, easy drinking wine there. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would buy it again, especially at that price. Well, definitely. I mean, it's got to be one of the best £10 wines around, but it's not giving me the sort of, I don't know, the depth and discretion that I perhaps had looked for. So I think this one's probably going to do better because it has got the 20% Cabernet Sauvignon, but it depends, you know, how it's been put together. getting a bit of fish paste on the nose there. There's quite a bit of black currant, but it's not the greatest of noses. It's kind of opaque and it's giving me more dark raspberry black currant looks. Now this wine really does have something of the earthiness, which I very much associate with Bordeaux. It's unusual for me to drink something from Entre de Mers, so that's the place between the left and right bank where a great deal of not particularly distinguished grapes are grown. You're bound to get a bargain there, and I mean some of the wines, you know, are absolutely excellent table wines. Very good indeed. There's a lot to this wine. It's not particularly distinguished, but it's a very, very good match me Bordeaux at a ridiculously low price. So I highly recommend this one because you'll be pushed to find something as quality as this at the price anywhere in Britain. It's not a wine that's going to massively stand out on its own, but, you know, for an extra drinker, that is superb. It's really good. It's a fantastic blend. 60 Merlot and 20 each of the two Cabernets. This is much more of a standalone wine, but you've got to, you know, you've got to have a look at these. So this one says bottled at the property, but this one is a very generic one. And if we look at this, although it's got a chateau on there, it's just the spirit of Puisseguin, isn't it? It's not a chateau wine, actually. So that means it's a negociant wine or a cooperative wine. But it's marketed, as you can see, to look like a chateau. Whereas this one, about £2 less, is in fact a chateau bottled wine. You want to watch out with Bordeaux because they'll sell you just anything, and it's a very nice label and everything, but there's a lack of integrity in this wine that I wasn't expecting. That one is easier to drink from Puisseguin, but this one is by far the more rewarding wine with a lot more depth and character in it. They're both excellent for the money, absolutely excellent. They're going to go fantastically with any kind of lamb or steak. Venison, they'd be brilliant with wood pigeon or partridge. But you're not going to get any depth out of either of them, really, and you're not looking at two memorable wines. They're just two easy pleasing, very, very nice, but not remarkable Bordeaux. The usual sort of Bordeaux that I tend to cellar and enjoy, these are kind of like cat's piss, basically. But, you know, definitely worth considering, especially at those prices. $7.99, $9.99 from Waitrose. I would say this is a fairly big disappointment for me. And this one was a nice, you know, unexpected extra. So, a bit of plum and light cherry. Not much else. Earthiness, big pepper spice kick, ton of damson, black currant, really good fruit, and there's a lot of punch in that one. That is a surprisingly good wine, very, very good indeed. A bit weak around the gills, that one. Just a bit of a, you know, it's a bit feeble, but I mean, well done Waitrose for putting it on the shelf. But it's, you know, if you never drank that, you wouldn't have missed much. So, hope you enjoy, and thanks for listening in. We've got lots of more fantastic Bordeaux, and I'm going to be trying out a Southern French red as a contrast to these two, and I would say it's probably, you know, a really good buy all year round. But if you've got a basic Sunday roast or something and you've got some friends round, these are good. But if you want one or the other, that's the one for your money. Okay, $7.99. That really was, well, you wouldn't find